Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Everybody can stand, please. Thank you. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय श्री राधा गोकुलनंद की, जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौर निताई की, प्रभुपाद की। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणे। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone together. Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Sitaram Jaya Sitaram, Sitaram Jaya Sitaram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya. 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 Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe 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 Govinda. Radhe Govinda Jaya Gaura Hari. Radhe Govinda Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. 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 Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. जय श्री राधा गोकुलनंद की, जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौरनिताय की, प्रभुपाद की. We request everyone to put their hands up in surrender. This is the mood of surrender. We are surrendering to Radha and Krishna. When you say Hare Krishna, Hare refers to Radharani. So we are surrendering to Radha and Krishna, and we are praying, dear Radharani, dear Krishna, please kindly engage us in your devotional service. That's the meaning of the mantra. So just repeat after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So devotees, the next one will be the Premadhvani prayers. We are invoking the prayers for our all spiritual masters. We request everyone to be seated. If you have some place, you can just bow down. So because we are making prayers to our spiritual masters. And after that, we will be, please be seated. We're going to have the Narasimha prayer. And after that, we're going to have a very short session on Bhagavad Gita. So please be seated. Hare Krishna.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमदेसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन संस्थापक बीबीटी संस्थापक शिला प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रचार्य श्री श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिला प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रचार्य नित्य लीला पवित्र हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नाम आचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा किन्द गिरिराज गोवर्धन की मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की नभोपुर मायापुर धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की समृद्ध भक्त बिंद की हरि नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असेंबल डिवोटी ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु एंड गौरांग ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री प्रभुपाद की
Hare Krishna, we request everyone to be seated for the Narasimha prayer. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine Hiranyakashipu Raksha Shira Tankana Kalaye Ito Nashingho Parato Nashingho Yatoy Yatoy Anitai Go Nashimha Pahe Nashingho Hitaye Nashingho Nirashimhamadim Sharanam Papaye Tabakara Kamalang Varenaka Abuta Shingha Tarika Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringa Keshavadrita Nanahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Pradatma Raj, Pradatma Raj, Pradatma Raj, Jaya Pradatma Raj. Nittai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nittai Gaura Hari Bo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Go Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. That was wonderful. Everyone took part in the Sankirtana Yajna. And this Yajna is especially recommended for Kali Yuga, Sankirtana Yajna, because for every yoga there is a different dharma that is being followed. But for Kali Yuga, especially Sankirtana Yajna has been recommended, where everybody is standing and chanting together. And all of you have participated in doing this Sankirtana Yajna, this beautiful chanting of this Aarti. So I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to share, because we are in a Krishna Mandir. So we should have some knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We are so fortunate that we have a book called Bhagavad Gita as it is, which has been translated by our spiritual master Prabhupada, because there are so many books of Bhagavad Gita translated by so many different people in the market. But we had to read the Bhagavad Gita, which is especially written, translated by a bona fide spiritual master. So we are so fortunate here that we have our spiritual master Prabhupada. He's given us this Bhagavad Gita called Bhagavad Gita as it is. And we just wanted to share a little bit of, because when we come to a Krishna Mandir, we should have an understanding about what is Krishna's message to all of us. You know, what is Krishna trying to tell us through the Bhagavad Gita? How many of you have Bhagavad Gita? That's really wonderful, actually. And I think I just wanted to show, there are a couple of, one, of course, you all know this beautiful picture. This is one of my favorite picture of Lord Krishna on the chariot, you know, giving instructions to his most beloved friend, Arjuna. And in today's world, everybody has an account in Facebook, but do you know about Krishna book? Do you know about, have you ever come across Krishna book? So there is a book which is called as Krishna book. How do we make friends? If you want to make friends with someone, we try to know about that person, we go and make friends with that person, we get to know more about that person, and then that's how you become close to that person, isn't it? But if you want to become close to Krishna, is there any source of information? Where do we get the knowledge from Krishna? That is from this Krishna book. So this is a book through which Krishna, you know the beautiful pastimes of Mother Yashoda playing with Krishna, and we also know the stories of Krishna going and killing Putana and Bakasura, Bhemasura, how Krishna goes and fights against Kamsa. So all this information, where do we get all the knowledge? We get this knowledge through this Krishna book. So this Krishna book is another book. It is directly taken from Bhagavatam. You know, the Bhagavatam is the literal incarnation of Krishna, and it is taken from Bhagavatam. So the two ways which we can always refer to, one is the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is directly spoken to this is the only book in the world where the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, is directly talking to human mankind. Nowhere in the world you find God directly talking to Krishna, to the common people, just like this, right? And there is a beautiful story. Like, you know, do you know who's out there on these 5 pictures? Who's there in the middle? In the yellow colored dhoti? Who's that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So who's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Over here you can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. 500 years back, came in the form of a devotee. And next to him on the left hand side is Nityananda, who's none other than Balaram. So Krishna and Balaram in Dwapara Yuga again appear in Kali Yuga in the form of a devotee is called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. And we are all, every ISKCON temple that you go all over the world, we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's none other than Krishna Bhagavan himself is. And why we are always chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Because this is the mantra which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to this human mankind. And Krishna, it's very interesting to understand. In Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, says, Bhaktyamama bijanati yavanyastasmitatvatah tato mam tatvato gyatva visate tad anantaram, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, the one and only way you can understand Krishna is by bhakti. By bhakti, whenever you are engaged in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, this is the best way of engaging in bhakti towards Krishna. Right? So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that you can only approach me through bhakti. But how to do bhakti? Krishna came in the form of a devotee called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda to tell us that in Kali Yuga, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nasti Eva Gati Ranyata, which means the one and only way you can get God realization or Krishna realization in the human life is by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So you see, that's the reason why in every ISKCON temple, we're all chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, because this has been given by our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's none other than Krishna Bhagavan himself. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting South India, so it so happened, there was one old man who was holding Bhagavad Gita and he was crying. One old man, he was holding Bhagavad Gita and he was crying. So all the Vaishnavas, the people who were there standing around near him, they were just like kind of like asking, you do not know how to read, because he was totally illiterate, but he was holding Bhagavad Gita and crying. So some of the pundits around, they just laughed at him, like, they said, like, you can't even read, but you're holding and crying Bhagavad Gita as if you can understand. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's Krishna himself, he was there at that time. So he asked this old man, why are you holding this Bhagavad Gita and why are you crying? So that old man said, Prabhuji, my guru asked me to read Bhagavad Gita. So I took the Bhagavad Gita, but I'm an illiterate man. I don't know how to read the Bhagavad Gita. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you don't know how to read, then why are you crying? He said, I'm crying because seeing this beautiful picture of Krishna with Arjuna, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is so kind. Krishna is so kind that just for the sake of his devotees, he's ready to become even a charioteer for him on the battlefield. And seeing that beautiful mercy of Krishna, I'm crying. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have actually understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita. You have understood the actual essence of Bhagavad Gita. This is the mood of Bhagavad Gita, where you can understand that the Supreme Lord of the universe, who is glorified in the Vedas, he's so kind that he's ready to even become a charioteer for his closest devotee Arjuna. So this is the most important thing we have to understand. Many times they will ask, like, when people come to the Krishna temple, they say, why only Krishna? Why are you not worshipping some other devatas? There's so many gods in Sanatana Dharma. Why are you only worshipping Krishna? So why we worshipping Krishna? We should always get this knowledge from all the key source of information, right? So Bhagavatam, from where this Krishna book is given, he says about Krishna, Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam, you are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who's saying? Bhagavatam, the literal incarnation of Krishna. Bhagavatam is saying Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Similarly, what Brahma is doing, many people ask, like, why do you guys don't pray to Brahma? But then, if you listen to Brahma Samhita, it's a list of prayers where even Brahma is praying to Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam, where Brahma himself is praying, Ishvara Parama Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Satchitananda Vigraha, you have a spiritual body, our material body, it keeps on changing, isn't it? When we are small, we had a different body, and after that we became a young and we had a teenager body. All the bodies are constantly changing, isn't it? And later we'll become old, then you'll have an old body. But here, Satchitananda Vigraha, which means Krishna has a spiritual body. Even at such an age, when he was fighting on the battlefield, he was as good as like a young guy, right? So even Brahma is praying to Krishna that you are the Supreme Lord. You are completely the Supreme Master of all this universe. Similarly, what is Lord Shiva telling in Gita Mahatyam? Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantrasya Tasya Namani Yani Karmape Ekatasya Devasya Seva. Lord Shiva is telling in Gita Mahatyam. You know Gita Mahatyam? Have anybody heard about Gita Mahatyam? Gita Mahatyam is a list of beautiful stories of Lord Shiva telling Parvati the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. And in that, Lord Shiva is telling Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam, which means in Sanatan Dharma, we have so many scriptures. But if you had, there's only one scripture if you had to follow, that is Bhagavad Gita. Who's telling? Lord Shiva is telling Parvati. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. That means if there had to be one supreme Lord you have to worship, that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Right? So who's saying that? Shiva is telling like that. Similarly, if you had to know about Krishna, why do we worship Krishna? We had to know from his purest devotees. You all heard about Vishnu Sahasranamam? Have anybody heard about Vishnu Sahasranamam? In that, like you know, Yudhishthira is asking Bhishma, isn't it? He's asking, Kimekam daivatam loke kimya pekam parayanam savantakam kamarchanta prapni yurmanava. You know what happened is, before the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna gets depressed. Then Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, right? But after the whole war is over, after the 18 days of war is over, Yudhishthira gets depressed, seeing so much of bloodshed. Then he will go to Krishna. Krishna, please tell us, what is the highest dharma in a human life, Krishna? What is it, that supreme Lord whom we have to worship? And then Krishna takes him to Bhishma Pitamaha, his closest, his most purest devotee. And then Bhishma Pitamaha, then he explains to Yudhishthira, Jagat Prabhum Deva Devam Anantam Purushottamam Savannama Sahasrena Stotam Ichiti Pandava. So like that he goes on explaining Jagat Prabhum, who Bhishma Pitamaha, the most respected person in Mahabharata, he is saying Jagat Prabhum Deva Devam. He is the God of all the gods. Who is that? Supreme Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And you can meditate on him, you can do it as a stotra, in whichever way you can worship Krishna. So, Bhishma Pitamaha himself is saying. Similarly, what is Arjuna saying? Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita is saying, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram Paramam Bhavam. Arjuna himself is saying, Param Brahma, you are the supreme Brahman, you are the most purest, you are the supreme controller. Who? Arjuna is glorifying Krishna. So when we want to know how great Krishna is, we have to hear from his closest devotees like Bhishma Pitamaha as well as Arjuna. And finally, all of you know that there's one person who's listening to this whole of Bhagavad Gita. Who was that? Sanjaya. Right? Sanjaya was listening to this whole of Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And what was Sanjaya saying about Krishna? Towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, after listening to the whole of Bhagavad Gita, what is Sanjay saying? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Pardo Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama, where Sanjaya himself is saying, wherever there is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the master of all the mystic power, and wherever there is a devotee of Krishna, there is going to be victory, there is going to be opulences and all that. So we have to hear from great devotees like Arjuna, we have to hear from Bhishma Pitamaha, we have heard from Sanjaya. Then what is Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself saying? Where does a lot of people say, oh, where did Krishna say that he is the supreme Lord, right? Some people may ask. Then we have to refer to Bhagavad Gita, where in 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, what is Krishna saying? Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Where Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita, I am the source of all the spiritual and material worlds. Arjuna, everything is emanating from me. So Krishna himself is here telling in Bhagavad Gita, I am the Supreme Lord and all this is the master of all the spiritual and material worlds and everything is coming from me. And the one who understands this will worship me with all complete devotion. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying. So Krishna is telling that he is the Supreme Lord. Mata paratam nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Krishna says, Arjuna, there is no other superior truth above me. That means Krishna is the supreme truth. There is no other supreme God beyond Krishna. Krishna is the supreme God. And Krishna is saying this whole universe is just being run by the will of Krishna. Just like you see a beautiful pearl of, if you see somebody's necklace, you know that there is a thread which is holding the necklace. Similarly, this whole cosmic universe is running under the directions of Krishna. Right? Why we have to read Bhagavad Gita? Because It is called as Gita Upanishad. The whole essence of Upanishad, we do not have time to read all the Upanishads, but this is the essence of all the Upanishads. Everything is this is called as Gita Upanishad. Similarly, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is so kind that in chapter number 15, Purushottama Yoga, Iti guhyam tamam shastram idam uktam maya naga etad buddhva buddhimansyat krita krityascha bharata, where Krishna Bhagavan in 15th chapter Purushottama Yoga, he is disclosing the confidential secrets of the Vedas, he is disclosing through Bhagavad Gita. And this is the reason why we are getting, so we don't have time to read the Vedas, all the 4 Vedas, but all the most confidential secrets of the entire Vedas have been mentioned in this Bhagavad Gita. I wanted to share with you a beautiful story about Bhagavad Gita. So in India, there was a science graduate who was actually going for, this is a true story, he was actually going for an interview, right? He was going to an interview in Baba Atomic Space Agency. In a space agency, he wants to go for a job. So on the way, he happens to stop somewhere where he's seen an elderly man reading Bhagavad Gita. So he asked this elder man, he looks at this elder man reading Bhagavad Gita and says, I'm a science graduate. I don't believe in Bhagavad Gita and all these spiritual books because I'm a science graduate and I believe in science. Then this elderly man who was holding Bhagavad Gita, he said like, so what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a science graduate. I'm going for an interview to the Baba Atomic Space Agency. I want to get a space scientist role kind of a thing. He said, okay, fine. And then the elderly man walks away. Then an official car comes up, opening up the door for him. And like you can see all that thing happen when an official goes in a car. So this young man, this young boy who was actually a student, science student, he was like really surprised. Who's this man actually reading Bhagavad Gita? Then he asked someone, who's this man actually? He says that man who's reading Bhagavad Gita is Vikram Sarabhai. He's the chairman of the Baba Atomic Space Agency. And he's reading Bhagavad Gita. Right? And then he had a shock of his life that the chairman of Baba Atomic Space Agency is reading Bhagavad Gita. Because as many people think in nowadays world that science has all the answers, but if you read Bhagavad Gita, you'll understand that he is the source behind everything. Yad aditya gatam tejo jagadbhasiyate kilam yad chandramasi yad chagno tat tejo vidmamakam. Arjuna, the splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness of the whole universe is coming from me. The splendor of the moon is coming from me, Arjuna. So everything, what is the point of science unless you understand from where it is coming, right? The splendor of the sun is coming from Krishna. The splendor of the moon, everything is coming from Krishna. And Krishna says, not only that, Krishna goes on to says, Gam avishacha bhutanam dharayam ahamojasa pusnami chausadi sarva samo bhutva rasatmaka. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15, in that Krishna says, Arjuna, I enter into every planet and by my energy they stay in the orbit. So according to science, we know that, okay, all the planets are, they're in the orbit. But if you read Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand that it is Krishna's energy that is making the planets stay in the orbit. So Krishna Bhagavan is telling that, Gama Vishyacha Bhutanam. I enter into every planet, Arjuna, and by my energy they are staying in the orbit. And I become the moon, supplying the juice of life to all the vegetables. Everything that's coming from the moon, the influence of the moon, that is coming from Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So we'll have to understand that this Bhagavad Gita is such an eternal book that Krishna is directly talking to each one of us through this book, giving us this knowledge. Not only that, many times we take our life so granted, isn't it? Like when we take the food, we don't know how it's getting digested. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachamyanam Chadurvidam, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion in all the bodies of all the living entities. Krishna says, so when we're eating food, who's digesting your food? Krishna says, I am the fire of digestion in the body of all the living entities. And I join with the life of air to digest all kind of food. And where is our mind and intelligence coming? Sometimes we keep asking Krishna, oh, where is Krishna? And you start questioning all the things. But where is our mind and intelligence coming from? Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matasmitir jnanam apohanam cha vedasya sarveraham eva vedo vedanta krud vedavid eva chaham. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am seated in each and every one of your heart. And from me it comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known, which means that the purpose of reading the Vedas is to understand that Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. So Krishna Bhagavan himself is saying that all your mind, your intelligence, everything is coming from Krishna. So when we understand this beautiful knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, when we understand what Krishna is trying to tell us from Bhagavad Gita, our attitude will turn into gratitude, right? Right now, we are taking God out of the picture. We start thinking that I, me, myself. But Krishna is giving us this knowledge through Bhagavad Gita that all of us, we have a much higher identity. We are all stuck up in these small temporary identities. I am an Indian, I am a European. But Krishna is saying, Mama ivam sa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashastra nindriyani prakriti stani karshati. Where Krishna is saying, all of you living entities, all of you jivatmas, you are part and parcel of the Supreme Paramatma. So our actual identity is, we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Sri Krishna. But because we have fallen into this material world, we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. So originally we are all Krishna conscious, but because we have fallen into this material world, we have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. Now how to revive our relationship with Krishna? That is by chanting the holy names of Krishna. And that's the reason why if you go to any ISKCON temple or Hare Krishna temple, we are always telling you to chant the holy names of Krishna. Because what will happen when you chant the holy names of Krishna is Cheto Darpana Marjanam, which means your heart and your mind, your everything will get cleansed of all the sinful reactions. When your heart is completely cleansed, just like a mirror, when a mirror is full of dust, you cannot see yourself, isn't it? But if you clean the dust, you can see yourself clearly in the mirror. Similarly, when you keep chanting the holy names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. When you keep chanting like this, all the sinful reactions, all the anarthas, all the samskaras from so many lifetimes, everything gets washed away. And then you can see yourself very, very clearly that I am a pure soul, I am an Atma and I belong to the Paramatma. And then when you come to that platform of spiritual realization, you'll become so happy that all these material things in this world will not give you the happiness that you get by always chanting the holy names of Krishna. So Krishna is giving us the most easiest method, because in the ancient times, in Satya Yuga, people used to go into the forest and meditate for thousands of years. Do we have so much of life? If we cross 100 years, we may get a letter from the president also, like, you passed 100 years. That's the kind of a life we are in. Kali Yuga, our lives are so short. But the good part about Kali Yuga is that Krishna has given us this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that by just chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it is so purifying that it will take us back to Krishna Loka. Until then, there is no question of mukti. We'll always keep going up and down this cycle of samsara. Up to the level of Brahma Loka, there is no kind of escape from this samsara. You'll keep on going up and down. But only when we go to Krishna Loka, there is no question of coming back. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is saying, a lot of people have this question, but Krishna Bhagavan himself is explaining. And the best way Krishna explains to Bhagavad Gita is by Bhakti Yoga. How to engage is Bhakti Yoga. And what is the definition of Bhakti Yoga? Krishna Bhagavan is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Yoginam api sarvesam madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamamataha. Krishna says the one who is always thinking of Krishna within his heart and always rendering transcendental loving service to him, Krishna says that is the highest form of Bhakti Yoga, and according to Krishna's opinion. So when you are sitting in your home, even if you are sitting in home or if you come to the temple, if you are sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna is saying, when you are focusing within Krishna, within your heart, with this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is the highest form of yoga, which is called as Bhakti Yoga. You're all so fortunate. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapajyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Krishna Bhagavan is telling in Bhagavad Gita how precious it is. All of you great Krishna devotees, you are great Krishna devotees, you have come to the Krishna Mandir. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, after many lifetimes, one who has this knowledge, understands this knowledge of Krishna, through reading this Bhagavad Gita and Krishna, one who develops this knowledge of Krishna, understanding that Krishna is the cause of all the causes, that he is the Supreme Lord. Krishna himself is saying such a kind of a devotee is very, very rare. So you can understand how precious your life is that you have come to a Krishna mandir. Never think that I went to a Krishna temple. Bhagavan Sri Krishna calls and that's how you come to the Krishna mandir. And why does he call? Because you must have done so much of auspicious things in your previous life, so much of charity. Janmantara sahasreshu tapodana samadbihi naranam sheena punyanam Krishna bhakte prajayate, which means that people who have done so much of charity, auspiciousness, so much of bhakti, and so many penances, austerities in your previous life, you will finally get a bhakti life towards Krishna. So this is mentioned in Vishnu Sahasranamam. You know, one of the names of Vishnu is Durlabha. So this is one of the meaning that has been given. So don't take it so easily, like, you know, that we have come to a Krishna mandir. Because Krishna has called you, because you have practiced Krishna consciousness in your previous life as well. And that's the reason why Krishna has called you here. But then Krishna is so kind, he never takes away our free will. He never forces and say, you better chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He is always giving us the freedom. But he says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshi stina priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshu chapyaham. He says, I'm not partial to anyone. I'm equal to everyone. I'm not envious of anyone. But whoever engages in bhakti towards me, Krishna says, for that devotee, I am a friend to him and he is a friend to me. So how many of you want Krishna as the supreme friend? That is so beautiful, isn't it? Imagine we have a very influential person as a friend. You feel very proud. You'll tell, you know what? That minister, I know him. You know, we'll very proudly will say. Imagine knowing the supreme Lord of the universe. You know, this story that when Krishna and Balaram, they go to the Gurukul and they were studying under the teacher Sandipani Muni, right? Sandipani Muni was teaching Krishna when he was young. Then at the end, Krishna asked Sandipani Muni, Guruji, can I give you some benefit? Can I do some Guru Dakshina? What can I give you? Then Sandipani Muni says, Krishna, my son has died. Right? Can you bring back my dead son? That is his request to Krishna when he asked for Guru Dakshin. Krishna says, okay Guruji, no problem. He'll go and order Yamaraj. My Guru's son has died. I want his life back. Because even Yamaraj is working according to the directions of Krishna. Yamaraj gives back his son's life, and then Krishna goes and takes his son and gives him back to his Guru Sandipani Muni. Can we have such a friend like that, Krishna, who can bring back like that? Similarly, when you all know the story of Sudama, when Sudama went with the cheap rice to Krishna, right? He was a very poor man. Like if somebody is so rich, will you go and see a poor man? If somebody poor comes, you'll try to say as if I don't know that person only. But when he went to Dwaraka to see Krishna, Krishna happily invited him. He honored Sudama, and in return, he gave him a mighty palace for Sudama. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, which means I am your best friend, I am your best well-wisher. But you have forgotten me. And how we can remember again our best friend is by chanting the holy names of Krishna. So you see the importance of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna will again come back into our life as our best friend. And when Krishna is there in your life, as Sanjaya said, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, he is the master of all the mystic powers. People may have some mystic powers, but he is the master of all the mystic powers. So Krishna says, Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Pardo Dhanurdhara. Wherever there is Bhagavan Sri Krishna and wherever there is a devotee, there is completely going to be victory. So we should have that confidence that Avasya Rakshabe Krishna Viswasa Palana, which means I have complete faith in Krishna that Krishna will always protect me. There is one final thing which I wanted to share with you, because we are all great followers of Krishna Bhakti and Sanatan Dharma. This great Sanatan Dharma which has been given by our rishis for thousands of years, they meditated and they gave us. In Sanatan Dharma, in many religious traditions, they do not do worship of deity worship, right? They say, oh, you people of Sanatan Dharma, you're Hindus, you're always worshipping statues. We don't believe in statues. You know, that's how they talk, because they're not devotees of Krishna. Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, please tell me, which is the best way to worship you? Should we worship you in this form, like a deity form of Krishna? Radha Gokulinda, you see, that's the deity form of Krishna. That is the Archa Vigraha incarnation of Krishna. And Arjuna is asking Krishna, should we worship you as that form, or should we worship Krishna as a formless God? That God has no form. Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 12, you can refer to this, chapter number 12, verse number 2, Krishna says, Arjuna, you ask me whether I should be worshipped as a formless God or a God with a form. Bhagavanu Vacha, that Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying, Mayavasya mano yemam nitya yukta upashate shraddhaya paro yopeta tame yukta tamamataha. Where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is clarifying, he's telling Arjuna, those who fix their mind on my personal form, on the deity form, on the Archa Vigraha form, and are always engaging in worshipping me with great faith, Arjuna, that is the best form of worship. So you see, as followers of Sanatana Dharma, we are not worshipping statues, we are worshipping deity, Archa Vigrahas, which is an incarnation of Krishna. And why do we worship? Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhakti Yoga, chapter number 12, verse number 2, always worship me in my personal form, in the deity form, not as a formless God. In fact, Bhagavan Sri Krishna goes on to say, Kleshodika tarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkam dehavadbir avapyate. He says, those who are people who are many religious traditions who are worshipping God as a formless God, Krishna himself is saying for them, the journey is going to be very, very difficult and troublesome, and it's a long journey for them. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So all of you followers of Sanatana Dharma, you are doing the right form of worshipping Krishna in the form of Archa Vigraha incarnation. You should be knowledgeable. Tomorrow in social media, a lot of people are bashing our Sanatana Dharma. They say, oh, you guys are doing this, you guys are doing that. Our knowledge is not coming from some Tom, Dick and Harry. We are getting this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna himself is saying, always worship me. So we are following our scripture. You follow your scripture, we are following our scripture. And we are always worshipping Krishna in the deity form, because Krishna told us that this is the best form of worship. Right? So, I want to just tell you, close it with a true story. Have you heard about Udupi temple? Anybody from Udupi? You know the Udupi temple, right? You know the Leela of Krishna, where there was a devotee called Kanakadas from a very ordinary community. He was worshipping Krishna. They did not allow him inside the temple. So he was just doing kirtan for Krishna from outside the temple, because he comes from a normal community, low community. Then they said, look, you can't stand in front of the temple, you can go to the side and you can do your kirtan. So this man from the lower community, Kanakadas, he actually gone to the other side of the temple, and he started crying for Krishna and doing kirtan for Krishna. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was so touched by the devotion that in the window where he was praying from, a big hole broke up where he could directly get a darshan of Krishna, and Krishna gave him his darshan by turning the other side inside the temple. So Krishna, he was standing like this, turned the other side towards the devotee, giving him darshan. And next day morning, when the community people, when the priest came and opened the door, they were surprised to see Krishna seeing on the other side and giving darshan to his devotee. So we have to understand that Krishna, today so many people are dividing our Sanatana Dharma, saying that you have caste system. But we have to understand from Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in 4th chapter, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Chaturvarnyam maya system gunakarma vibhagashaha, where Krishna is saying, these 4 divisions of the human society, Arjuna, that is Kshatriyas, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Sudras, they have been started by me. Krishna himself started these 4 divisions, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. But they are not based on by birth. They are based on your gunas. So if you have a guna of reading the scriptures and daily chanting and daily reading the scriptures, then you are a Brahmana. If you're following the gunas of a Brahmana. If you're born in a Brahmin family also, but you have a Kshatriya spirit, then you're no more a Brahmana, you're a Kshatriya. Similarly for Vaishya, similarly for Sudra. So Krishna is saying it is based on gunas. Krishna never told about caste system. We have converted that into caste system. But the original thing what Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita is based on the gunas. These 4 divisions of the human society have been started by me. But Krishna also goes on to say, Mam hi partha vyapashritya ye pisyu papayonaha striyo vaishyas tata sudras tepi mam param gatim. Where Bhagavan Sri Krishna is exactly saying in Bhagavad Gita, doesn't matter whether you're from a lower community, whether you're from Brahmin community, whether Kshatriya community, whether Vaishya community, everybody is eligible for Krishna Bhakti. So this man, Kanakadas, from a lower community, but Krishna gave him darshan through the window. That like that, Krishna is never discriminating based on caste system. There is no caste system at all according to Bhagavad Gita. We have made it into caste system. But these four divisions, Krishna Bhagavan himself is saying, I myself have created for the purpose that all these four are required in the society. So similarly in Puri, you heard about Tota Gopinath temple, where Krishna was actually standing over there. And then he was Gadadhar Pandit, one of our devotees, was actually always worshipping Krishna. So after some time he becomes old. So he prays to Krishna, Krishna, I become very old. From tomorrow I'll get you another priest. This has happened. This is a true story in Tota Gopinath temple. So Krishna comes in the dream and says, Gadadhar, you have served me so nicely. If you're finding it difficult, from tomorrow I will sit down. But I want you only to worship me. Next day, he thought it was a dream. Next day morning in Totapur Gopinath temple, when Gadadhar Pandit opened the door and he seen, Krishna was actually sitting down instead of standing. So even now, if you go to the temple, you'll find Krishna sitting down over there. So like that, there are so many miraculous stories of deity worship from Krishna. As followers of Sanatan Dharma, as followers of Krishna Bhakti, you all we wanted to share this knowledge with all of you, so that you all be enlightened with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, why we do deity worship, why we are doing certain things, because Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad Gita. So I just wanted to final message from Bhagavad Gita. What is Krishna saying? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayisyami masichaha. Krishna is saying, abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. I shall protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This is the Supreme Lord. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is glorified in all the Vedas. That Supreme Lord is saying, just surrender unto me. But how do we surrender? By simple, always chanting the holy names of Krishna. May I request everyone, let's put your hands up in the mood of surrender and let's do one round of chanting to please Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are so fortunate we have our spiritual master who has given us this Bhagavad Gita. He is the one, our spiritual master Prabhupada, he has translated this word to word meaning, and this is so well explained that anybody can read this Bhagavad Gita. And similarly, this Krishna book is taken from Bhagavatam. 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam he is translated word to word. And this is taken from Bhagavatam, which is actually literal incarnation of Krishna. So when you want to know more about Krishna, you can read this Krishna book. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna, a lot of people say, what do we get by reading Bhagavad Gita? What do we get by reading Krishna Katha? Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti takvataha chakradeham punarjanma naiti mameti soarjana. Where Krishna is saying, one who reads Bhagavad Gita, one who reads Krishna Katha, towards the end of life, they will not come back into this material world, but they will directly go to Krishna Loka, the most supreme planet of Krishna. So, our Prabhupada would say that even if you know one sloka of Bhagavad Gita, if you can recite one sloka of Bhagavad Gita, our lives will be successful. So may I request, humble request for all of you, just please repeat after me one sloka from Bhagavad Gita, right? Let's do that. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachati tad aham bhaktya upahritam asnami prayatatmana. So in this sloka, Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, who is glorified in the Vedas, is telling how simple it is to worship Krishna. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachati tadaham bhaktya upahritam asnami prayatatmana. Where Krishna is saying, if my devotee of Krishna, if he offers one flower, just early in the morning, one flower, one fruit, a leaf, a water, if my devotee offers with love and devotion, I will happily accept it. Imagine, when you want to go and meet a great person, you don't know what to take for them because they have everything. Imagine going to Ambani's house, what can you take for them? They have everything. But imagine the Supreme Lord of the universe, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, what is he asking? Just one flower, one fruit, a leaf of water. Can't we afford to do that in the morning? So this is how you can spiritualize your day-to-day life. I work as, like many of you, I work as an IT project manager. In fact, I just completed 7 years in just last week. Can I share my personal experience, just one experience which I wanted to just tell with you? Because I completed 7 years, I want to share with you. 7 years back, this my job which I was doing. I was doing back-to-back jobs in the US and Singapore, and I was back, never without a job. And suddenly I became jobless for 7-8 months, right? Before 7 years before this, before I got my job. And then I went to my hometown for a vacation. I didn't have a job, so I thought, let me go back to my hometown in South India. And over there was a Krishna temple being constructed. So the pujari over there, one of the devotee over there, he came to me and he said, would you like to do donation? I said, yeah, I would love to do the donation. Then I remembered I don't have a job. Then I said, Prabhuji, I would love to donate for Krishna temple, but I don't have a job. What do I do? Then he told me one beautiful thing. If you want to do something for Krishna, just make a firm commitment to Krishna and leave everything to Krishna, and Krishna will help you in everything. So I went and asked my mother. She said, like, everything belongs to Krishna. There is nothing that you can give. So you go and give your name for the donation. So this, I'm talking about this present job, my own experience. And then as soon as I gave a commitment over there, and I told, okay, I'm going to contribute to the Krishna temple. And then after that, I did that, and after that, I just had my vacation. And then the very next month when I came back here, I got an email from somewhere saying that we would like to you to come for an interview. Some manager got fired, so they were announcing another job, so that's how I got my job, because somebody was fired. And then I went for my interview, and then slowly I got selected. Then immediately I called this Prabhuji in the temple, and I said, as you mentioned, that when you want to do something for Krishna, Krishna make all the arrangement. So already in 1 month's time, I got this news that I got back my job. And within a few months, whatever I committed to Krishna, I gave back all the donation to Krishna. But my biggest realization from this incident is that when you want to do something with full of enthusiasm for Krishna, Krishna will make all the arrangements for that. And there is a sloka in Bhagavad Gita, Ananyas Chintayanto Ma Yejana Paryupashite Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogashemam Vahamyaham, which means when you are engaged in bhakti and when you want to do something for Krishna, when you are engaged in bhakti towards Krishna, like doing something like, donating for Krishna, Krishna says, I don't keep quiet, I reciprocate your feelings, and I will preserve what you have, and whatever you lack in your life, I will provide. That is the meaning of the mantra. So for me, I felt this particular sloka I should share with you. Ananyas Chintayanto Ma Yejana Paryupashite Tesham Nityabhyuktanam Yogashemam Vahamyam. As he mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, I showed my commitment for Krishna, and Krishna gave me back the job. And today also, after 7 years, I'm doing the same job. So I just wanted to share this happy news with you that I just completed 7 years in the same company. So never have any doubts. Have this complete faith in Krishna. Avasya Rakshabe Krishna Viswasa Palana. So I want to thank you. I want to give my humble thanks to each one of you. With so much of patience and so much of kindness, you've been listening to Bhagavad Gita. But it is actually Krishna is sitting in all of your hearts and making you listen to his Krishna Katha. So I want to thank you very much and have a blissful Krishna conscious evening. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Someone is coming to give Bhagavad Gita class?
6 o'clock, Prabhuji. Not
Oh, 6 So you are staying or going back, Guruji?
I'm going to be for subject.
Nice, congratulations.
Hare Krishna. Thanks for sharing this. Thank you. Yeah, our personal relations we have to share sometimes. Karnataka said I'm telling you to go like house and fire. That's my experience. I lived in Bangalore, so my experience is like we get it so well. I have so many Karnataka friends. Karnataka guys. Thank you so much. Just the eagerness that I should share with everyone.
Every time we come to the temple. And as soon as we stop.
mind is that because in social media today we are so exposed,
Yes.
and especially Hindus,
Hindus
right?
are really
Because
right.
Muslims read their Quran, they know some,
Yeah.
and Christians read their Bible, they know some little bit, but Hindus we never read our books.
No, no.
So so easy to convert us.
Correct,
Very
correct.
easy
Yeah.
to convert us. That's why if somebody calls us cultural Muslim, we go.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any knowledge about our religion.
No, true.
But if you have knowledge,
Then
no
you
matter
will
how
understand.
many things come up, you will stand. You will, nobody can diminish you, nobody can even come and change your mind also because you are so firm in your faith. Yes, we have Krishna with us.
Correct.
And you are so fortunate, Karnataka, you have Krishna temples like you have.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Gurukul,
been to the recent
such a, how fortunate we are.
True, true. Yeah, yeah. We are loving the Gita through Gita Parivar from India. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, I never had this thing that we have to believe.
No, no, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
going to Udupi because of that.
Krishna respected mother. You will not believe it, you know, my manager. Why are you so jealous about Krishna? If Krishna is spending with brother, why are you so jealous? Krishna is always spending with brother. Why is always spending with Gopi? He's Supreme Lord. When you want him to do for computer program, obviously he's Supreme Lord. He's spending with brother. And then, interestingly, she came to my desk and she got a Bhagavatam book. Like, I thought, what is she doing with a Bhagavatam book? She came like, you see the Hare Krishna people in the station, they stopped me and they gave me some prasadam. I took prasadam and they told me the book. And she came and I was like, dude, no, you want it? She said, no, I don't want the book. You want it. I said, like, you want the book, you only read the book. And you will not believe it. Within 2 weeks, she was here in the temple. You see how Krishna is reciprocating? She was not interested. She doesn't like that kind of Krishna. And she just took Krishna prasadam and she bought a Bhagavatam book. Immediately Krishna made all the reminders. She within 2 weeks she was here. It so happened I actually was calling her to the temple. She said, yeah, we'll plan sometime, we'll go sometime. Then her parents came. Then I said, like, why right time to come to the temple? She said, yeah, my parents came, we come to the temple. And when she came, all her doubts, everything was clear. She went back like, she said, like, Sham, continue doing what you did. Till then she had all the complaints like, when she came to the mandir, I don't know what happened. She changed her mind. Later when I went to the office, she said, Sham, you're very good. Continue doing it. So that a lot of people, unless we have a taste for it, a taste for bhakti, always be taught, they'll be like that, misled. Living in a world of guided missiles and misguided people. Yes. That's why you do the correct content. These things I can't speak. Krishna is inspiring me definitely. Krishna is just inspiring me to speak. Just share it. Sometimes when like when we read Bhagavad Gita, when I'm just thinking what to talk today, it's almost like somebody is telling me from side or somebody like, hey, you know what, that's what I linked this.
That's what you're always saying. You are so
And I'm like,
knowledgeable.
who is this? But it's actually Krishna putting in your heart. He's telling, okay, this sloka is linked to this sloka. Then like that, this linking of verses, linking and everything. It's coming from within. From Krishna reflected. So anyways, I just want to share about that. Thank you so much for listening. It's somebody like you who inspired me to speak.
Thank you. It was really good.
Congratulations. Okay, thank you for preaching. Hare Krishna.
and they wanted to follow on.
Online, online.
That's great. I must come over and let you know.
What kind of idea?
It's positive results from what it's presented.
Give me some satisfaction.
I was in touch with them this morning because they're away at the moment.
He did mention about 2 weeks back.
Yeah,
I think next week also he's not going to be there. Next week also he's not going to be there.
I don't think so. No.
At least he knows he
We'll
can
make sure.
trust us.
Make sure that it runs smoothly. You know, I've been letting him know today.
How are you? Guja?
No, Vishwana. No, she's away. I don't know where she is. She came over on Thursday, I think it was. But she had her granddaughter. She just rushed off. I think she didn't explain anything to me. I don't know whether it's a wedding, whether it's an event that she's going to. I don't know. He finishes at 6, and he was going to give me a lift to Darshan village where I can catch a bus. Are you going now? Yeah. Yeah, it's only
Ale szukałam przecież. Pytam się, co robić.
Oh yeah.
You've got your... I was upset because...
So I just want to ask a question, but I must admit and just emphasize that I always feel beautiful whenever I walk past, I listen to your speech. And I always stop for 1 minute, even though I'm rushing.
Do you know how to turn it on? Do you know how to turn it on?
Yeah. You're giving the class?
No, just setting up.
Oh, you're setting it up. I can, no problem. I can set it up and I can switch it on. Test it out. Show you over there.
They have more.
This thing is
They dramatize it. But I'm not blaming them.
You see, anything that's highlighted, all the other ones are small letters. One main MIC is highlighted, right? So that means that is the one which is currently. And then you again press it. Now it's only main. Then again, if you want some other mic, if you want mic, then you'll have it. And then you can go for a cordless mic or mic 2 or mic 3. But it was highlighted. This means mic 2 is right now we are on mic. The main mic is above that. So I'll show you how. Hare Krishna. Yeah, yeah.
कोणीतरी ते पण आले. Right hand.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We'll be having Bhagavad Gita class now. So if you want to please sit here for some time. Is it okay? Huh? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If you want to sit there so that you can listen to the class as well. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava. व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद राधा गोकुलानंद श्री राधे जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद शिला प्रभुपाद की Thank you for coming, everyone. So today we'll look at verse 16 from chapter 12 of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll look at Sanskrit first and then we'll look at the translation and see what Prabhupada has written in the purport as well. So we'll try and discuss that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can we please have a seat? Yeah. Thank you. Let's do prayers first. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Prascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay. Hare Krishna. Excuse me. If we can please sit this side so I can see you as well. Is it okay? Thank you. So we can see the Lord as well as listen to the class. Hare Krishna. If you want to please, yeah. If you can please sit here. Thank you so much. Thank you. So today we'll be looking at verse 16 of chapter 12. Maybe just to understand the audience, anyone reads Bhagavad Gita at home? Or has Bhagavad Gita at home? Yeah? Okay. So, so just to look at the summary of how Bhagavad Gita is, there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, out of which it is divided into 3 divisions. So the first 6 chapters are all about Karma Yoga, the yoga of success. So how to operate in this world. The middle 6 chapters are Bhakti Yoga, or the yoga of love. So that's where Krishna gives the most confidential knowledge. So just like a sandwich has the filling is the main substance of the sandwich, and the sandwich is known by its filling. So Bhagavad Gita has its, in the middle 6 chapters, it has all the nectar, the content in it. And the last 6 chapters are Jnana Yoga, or the yoga of wisdom. So the knowledge. So how the material world is and how do we interact with the material world, why we are here. So all those things are in the last 6 chapters. So that's how Bhagavad Gita is split into 3 divisions. So Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga. So today we'll be looking at chapter 12, which is the middle 6 chapters, which is the yoga of love, Bhakti Yoga, which is the most important. So we are in the filling part of the sandwich, if you want to say that. So let's look at the verse, Sanskrit, and then maybe we can look at the translations as well by Srila Prabhupada. Anna, maybe you can repeat after me. So I'm following the English transliteration. So in Bhagavad Gita, if you open your Bhagavad Gita, you will have Sanskrit verse. So what Prabhupada has done is, the Sanskrit verse is at the top, and then after that he has done transliteration so that we can read, even if we don't know Devanagari Lipi, we can still read if we understand the English sounds. And then after that he has done synonyms. So for each and every Sanskrit word, what it means, he has done the synonyms, and after that there is translation as well. I'm not sure whether where the person is who is supposed to scroll this down, but there is translation as well. And then there is a description of what that verse means, because Sanskrit is such a beautiful language that it can be interpreted in various ways. But as Srila Prabhupada says, the Bhagavad Gita which we use, it says as it is on the cover of it, which means that we have to understand it as it is, not as we think it to be. So what Prabhupada has done is, by doing the transliteration, he has tried and explained the Bhagavad Gita as it is from Krishna's point of view and not from worldly point of view, because there are many translations of Bhagavad Gita which are sort of distorted, and people have put their own mind speculations in there. And that's why it is said as it is, the Bhagavad Gita as it is. So, okay, so let's look at the Sanskrit. Maybe I can do, and then you can repeat after me. Anapeksha suchirdaksha udasino gatavyataha sarvarambha parityagi yo madbhakta same priyaha. Thank you. And the translation is, my devotee, who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. So the top part, that's where I was saying that it has synonyms, and that was a translation which I just now read. And then let's go to the purport. So that's the explanation by Srila Prabhupada. Money may be offered to a devotee, but he should not struggle to acquire it. If automatically, by grace of Supreme, money comes to him, he is not agitated. Naturally, a devotee takes a bath at least twice in a day and rises early in the morning for devotional service. Thus, he is naturally clean, both inwardly and outwardly. You know, this particular sentence, we say that keep the room clean and, tidy it up, because from external it goes internal. Automatically, when you see cleanliness, you feel nice, isn't it? So that's how the external translates into internal. So Srila Prabhupada points out here that we have to be inwardly as well as outwardly clean. A devotee is always expert because he fully knows the essence of all activities of life, and he is convinced of the authoritative scriptures. A devotee never takes part of particular party, therefore he is carefree. So he is not pleasing anyone. Devotee doesn't please anyone just because he wants to please someone. Some people might say certain things which are not in line with morality, for example. So devotee is in that way carefree because he only has Krishna in the center of his life. So always he is on the right side. He is never pained because he is free from all designations. He knows that his body is a designation. So if there is some bodily pains, he is free. The pure devotee does not endeavor for anything which is against the principles of devotional service. So a devotee is that person who every time he takes a decision, he sees, is this decision going to take me towards Krishna towards the divinity, or is it going to take me away from Krishna? So in a particular day, we take so many decisions, isn't it? Whether to eat salad or to eat a pastry, isn't it? That's also a decision. But what is going to take you closer to Krishna and what is going to take you away from him? So that's the central thought in a devotee's mind every time he takes a decision, even if the smallest decision. Say if you eat sweet, you're going to have a crash later on, and you might not be able to focus on your sadhana later on. So that's how he chooses salad possibly. I might go for sweet still. For example, constructing a big building requires great energy. And a devotee does not take to such business if it does not benefit him by advancing his devotional service. He may construct a temple for the Lord, and for that he may take all kinds of anxiety, but he does not construct a big house for his personal relations. This is so beautiful. If you have visited India, you might see that there are so huge temples, old temples, very old. I mean, they go thousands of years back. But you wouldn't see houses which go thousands of years back, because people in the Vedic culture itself, everything was around divinity. So whatever they did, everything was around divinity. So they built big temples, but they never thought. But the same person who was building a big temple, he never thought that let me build a good house for myself as well, because everything was around divinity. So that's our purport. So in this verse, in this chapter, 12th chapter, Krishna gives all the cheat codes of how we can be in his good books, isn't it? When we are always pleasing some or the other person, isn't it? As a child, we might want to please our parents so that we can have all the things done through them. Or as a parent, we might want to please our children so that they are happy with us. We might want to be a best wife, a best husband, a best employee. So we are always trying to serve somebody or always trying to please somebody. But here is a cheat code of how we can please Krishna. So, what will you do by pleasing Krishna? He is the most attractive. So when you please Krishna, all the other relations are subset of that entire relation. So when Krishna is happy with you, automatically all your relationships are happy with you, because that is subset of all the relationships. So anybody knows what the word Krishna means? All attractive. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. So Krishna has so many names, so there are some primary names and secondary names. So primary names, like you mentioned, all attractive. They talk about his personality, who he is. Like Krishna, and Krishna is the most primary name, like on the top list. So we call him Krishna, who is attractive. And why is he all attractive? Because he has all the opulences. So there are 6 opulences. The scriptures mention that Krishna has 6 opulences in full. So the first one is Aishwarya, which is wealth. So he is full in wealth. Second is Virya, strength. So he is all powerful. Third is Yasha, or fame. So he is very famous, the most famous. And the fourth one is Shri, or beauty. He is the most beautiful. Fifth one is Jnana, or knowledge. He is the most knowledgeable. And the last one, which could be surprising for some of us, is Vairagya. He is the most detached. So he is full in renunciation as well. So though he is most beautiful, most knowledgeable, and most wealthy, and most powerful, he is still renunciate as well. So that's such a beautiful quality. And because Krishna is in full of all these 6 opulences, he is all attractive. You would think, how does that make him all attractive? We think in our life, when we say, for example, or are out somewhere, maybe in some function, there are some personalities who stand out. Maybe they are most intelligent, so they stand out. Maybe they are very beautiful, that's why they stand out. Maybe they are very powerful, they have some position. So you see, if Prime Minister comes, he stands out automatically, isn't it? So anybody who has these qualities, they automatically stand out. And what happens? We are attracted towards them naturally. So you can imagine that if we are attracted naturally towards these jivas who are still living entities, what to talk about Krishna himself? So, and that's why he's all attractive. So everybody gets attracted towards him. But Krishna is not only all attractive to his devotees, but he also gets attracted towards the devotees. So you can attract him as well. So Krishna gets attracted when we develop certain qualities in our character. And these verses in chapter 12 are those qualities, that cheat code of how you can attract the most attractive. So someone who attracts everyone, that gets attracted towards you. That's amazing, isn't it? What can be more powerful than that? So, so let's look at what are the qualities which attract Krishna. So Krishna talks about these qualities. So let's look at translation again, and then we will go into those qualities. Have I 15? Yeah. My devotee who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some results, he is very dear to me. So these are the qualities Krishna is saying, such person is very dear to me. So if you see that the one who is free from all the pain and who is not striving for the results. So someone who does not put other people in difficulty. You see that if your mother-in-law, you're not happy with your mother-in-law, you'll do something which will put her into difficulty. And there might be certain personality at your workplace, and maybe they are a little bit difficult with you, so you'll try and put them into difficulty. But Krishna is saying that he is taking care of all the living entities. He is the one who provides to all the living entities. So even if a particular living entity is not having very good relationships with us, but if we try to put them into difficulty, we are actually coming in middle of Krishna's job. So it's Krishna, he's saying that all living entities, I provide them, and we come in middle of his job when we are not aligned with that. So he says, he by whom one is, so these are the couple of verses around this particular verse. So in the previous verse in 15 he says, he by whom no one is put into difficulty. So whenever, so there is one particular story, I don't know from where it comes, maybe Srimad Bhagavatam, but you might know, but there was this sage, he saw a scorpion, and he was into the water, and he was trying to put him out of the water, otherwise he will drown and flow away with the current. But every time the sage tried to pull him out of the water, he was biting him. So every time he was biting him, the sage had to leave him, and then he fell down again. Again the sage tried to put him out of the water. This happened couple of times. And the disciple of the sage, he mentioned that, why are you even doing that? Because this scorpion is biting you. You should leave it like that. And the sage said that he is not living his quality. Why should I leave my quality? So my quality as a sage is kindness and to save. He has his quality to bite. And he is poisonous, but he is not living his dharma. Why should I live my dharma? So that was very beautiful. So one who does not put anyone in difficulty, that person becomes very dear to Krishna. So a devotee, even if there is an enemy, there's someone who doesn't have very good thoughts about that devotee, a devotee still prays for him. And this is very powerful actually. You can also try, because Bhagavad Gita is not something which was said 5,000 years ago and it is not very relevant in my life at the moment. Bhagavad Gita is life manual, and we can really practically apply it in our daily lives. So you try this. Someone who you who are a little bit you have bitter relationships with them, try and pray for them. Maybe they have done something bad to you, maybe they have hurted you, maybe they have not proved themselves to your expectation. You have done so much for them, but still they have not reciprocated to your love, to your feelings in your heart. Just try and pray for them. Okay, they are not good, but I will pray for you. So try and do that in your heart, that Krishna, I forgive them. This bitterness, because this bitterness, what it does is it pulls us down. It doesn't do anything to them, or possibly it might be, but it definitely pulls us down. So what a devotee does is, a devotee doesn't have this discrimination of a friend and an enemy. Even if there are bitterness, but a devotee still tries and prays for such person, and you would see that it gives you such a empowerment, and you feel so confident and full in yourself, and there is a level of satisfaction which you wouldn't get otherwise. Try and do this experiment. If you come across a personality, even like when we drive around, there are people who really are crazy. But yeah, you might say that, okay, that's fine, I let it go, and I pray for this person. May this person find peace somewhere, and that liberates you. So sometimes we think, oh, liberation, self-realization is a tall order, and somewhere some sage in some mountain might be liberated. It's not like that. The small things we are entangled in our daily life, and if we try and get out of these small chains which are around us, you see, if there is a bitter relationship, we are entangled in it, isn't it? That troubles us so much. While cooking, while walking, while doing any work, that relationship is pricking us. But when we pray and when we let it go, that is liberation. That is liberation for us. So slowly, by such small liberations, over the time, we will have the bigger liberation, which possibly is a tall order, but we can start little by little like that. The next quality Krishna says is one who is not disturbed by anyone. So yeah, maybe how many of you got angry last month? Maybe just you got angry. Anyone else got angry last month? Yeah, the couple. Anyone who got angry this week? Anyone got angry today? Okay, there are a couple of them. So you see that, yeah, so many things disturb us, doesn't it? So why do we get angry? Why does someone disturb us, or some situation disturb us? Because it didn't went as per our expectation. We thought it should happen this way, or they should behave this way, but it didn't went that way. And then we get angry, we get disturbed. That why did this happen? They should have been, they should have behaved that way. I think the last week, I think we were on our way to temple, and we were on a junction, and this personality was on cycle, and we couldn't go through because already the traffic, the yellow triangle was jammed, so we couldn't go through, and we were waiting there. And then this person on the cycle was like, you go. But we knew we couldn't go, so we said, you go. But then he was like, he gave us a look as if, are you a fool or something? But that one look really agitated us. I'm like, oh, why is this person like that? So isn't it? You might be at your best peace in that moment. You're coming to temple, you're listening to kirtans, and just that expression, I'm like, Why are you like that? I mean, so yeah, in that moment I was thinking that, look, this person is alien to me, but still I have given the remote control of my feelings in his hand, and he has controlled me. In this moment, he agitated me. So Krishna says that the one who does not get disturbed by anyone and anything is very dear to me. So yeah, in those moments, I'm not a sage, but yeah, we get disturbed. But if we remember these things, that okay, I want to be dear to Krishna, so okay, I let go. Krishna, please save that person who has given me these looks, and please don't allow my heart to become bitter because of this experience, like that. So this funny thing. So Bhagavad Gita in that ways is so practical and so real in everyday life, isn't it? Krishna further says, the one who is equipoised in happiness and distress. So Keshav Swami always says this story in a couple of his lectures. So he says that there was a king, and he asked that, I think, can I have something which makes me happy when I'm sad, and makes me sad when I'm happy? And then one person came to him, and he gave him a box. And the king was like, okay, what's there in this box? So the person said, okay, open it and try and see it. And he opened the box, and there was a ring. It's like a ring. I mean, the king has so much jewels and property, and what is this ring about? So the person said, just read what's there on the ring. And then he read. It said, this too shall pass. See? So when we are in happiness, this too shall pass, isn't it? So we shouldn't get attached to that feeling, because this is just a moment which is happening in our life. And when we are in misery, when something sad is happening in our life and our heart is broken, this too shall pass. So if we are in happiness, this sentence makes us sad. But when we are sad, this sentence gives us hope and makes us happy. So that was a beautiful gift which king got from that person. There was one story which was crossing my mind, but I lost it. So the one who is equipoised in happiness and distress, that person is very dear to Krishna. So and it says that Sukha and Dukha are yoni of Dukha. So what is yoni? Yoni is womb. And what does womb give? Womb gives birth to a child. So it says Sukha, happiness, and Dukha, both are yoni of Dukha, happiness, distress, which means that every happiness is pregnant with future sufferings. You see, you try and apply this to anything. Every happiness is pregnant with future sufferings. You see, I remember when we got a new car, my husband was like, you better take care. I used to go early to work so that I can park, when both the bays are vacant, and I can park nicely, and I can, drive on empty roads. And he used to be like, so have you reached? Okay, you caring about car, not about me. Have you reached properly? Have you reached safely? Oh yeah, your car is safe. Don't worry about me. Like that. So everything. So that new car or new watch or new whatever is supposed to give us happiness, but it actually puts us in anxiety, because we are now always thinking, opening the window, is it there or is it stolen? Or somebody scratched it, or somebody has done something to it. So much attached to things. So every happiness is pregnant with future sufferings. Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Next, Krishna says, free from fear and anxiety. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, what do you feel when you chant? When you chant Mahamantra, what do you feel? And Srila Prabhupada could have given so many answers, but he said that by chanting the holy name, I feel no fear. It's so powerful, isn't it? We are always in fear, you see. We are always scared of something. You know, when as a mom, you are like, oh, is my child safe in school? Are they, especially I have a teenager, so is their mental health okay? Are they taking care of themselves? How do I look into their mind and try and understand what's going on there? Your job, is everything okay there? There are so many insecurities. You have a stress and fear about your position at work or anywhere. So there's always a fear. We are always in fear. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned, when you chant, when I chant, I feel no fear. So because when we chant, we come closer to Krishna, and when we come closer to Krishna, there is no place for anxiety. There is no place for fear. You can try this. You can try. Whenever you are in anxiety, just chant Mahamantra, and you will automatically, and this is science, it might feel, this is propaganda, but you try this. This is so much scientific. Just chant his name and you will feel so much peace. You will feel so collected and grounded in that moment that yes, it's fine. Wherever I am, it feels like a deep down place, but I can get out of this place. This too shall pass, like that. So Krishna is so amazing. He is giving all these cheat codes so that we can come closer to him. So here Krishna says that the ordinary course of activities, so the devotee is not dependent on ordinary course of activities. So ordinary course of activities means that, like weather, as the weather changes, things, around us, the things changes. But when there is sadness, a person becomes sad. When there is distress, a person becomes sad. And when there is happiness, the person becomes elated. So the ordinary course of life doesn't disturb a devotee. And he remains equipoised. That's what Krishna is saying here. So why would we become disturbed? I'm thinking, do we pray for sadness? Do we pray that something should go wrong in our life? But things go wrong, doesn't it? It happens. Do we pray for death? But no, someone in family might die. There is no house in the whole world where there was no death. Every house has gone through a death. So why does this happen? So just like distress comes, happiness will also come. So we don't have to run behind the happiness. Of course we have to do our duty, we have to do the endeavor, but we don't have to run behind it and have that, that aggressive march behind it, because if it is meant to be, it will come. Just like seasons, they come and go, come in circle. So as you don't pray for distress, but distress comes. Similarly, we don't have to pray for happiness. Happiness will come. It will come. What is there is allocated to us, what we have done before, or the blessings and curses or boons, they will come. Yeah. Then it says that the one who is pure, expert, without cares. So Srila Prabhupada mentions here purity. So purity, how do we become pure? There are so many contaminations within us. We, if our especially when we have same level of partners, like maybe at workplace, we feel that jealousy. If somebody gets promotion, you're like, oh gosh, I should have got promotion. So there is so much of jealousy. There is envy within us. We become judgmental when we see somebody just by physical appearance. We start becoming judgmental. So all these are negative qualities or impurities within us. And Krishna is saying that the one who is pure is dear to me. So how do we become pure? How do we even start becoming pure? So the first and the basic practical way of becoming pure is honesty. So if you are feeling jealous about somebody, share it with your close friend, or with your whoever is dear to you, who will not judge you. For spiritual advancement, we don't need too many things. We just need 2 to 3 very close, good friends who are honest with you, who will chastise you if it is required, and they will praise you when you are down, and pull you up when you need that backing. So whenever you feel jealousy, whenever you are judging somebody, be honest. Okay, you know what? I'm having this bad feeling. This person went ahead of me. Maybe at school, you have a competition, and you felt you lost, and you're like, now my daughter is looking at me because I keep on giving these lectures to her. So when you're feeling sad that, you know what, I wanted to win really, but I lost it. But it's okay. You now have this feeling. You have understood, oh, I'm feeling bad, or I'm feeling jealous towards this person. So you should think in your heart that this person, whoever they are, they have got qualities, and because of those qualities, they deserve that position or whatever they have got, or maybe at workplace, a promotion or whatever it could be. So, and who has given those qualities to that personality? Krishna is in full of all these qualities. So Krishna has blessed them with more wealth, more intelligence, more beauty, or whatever that is, which has given them that 2 steps ahead of you. So, okay, you see Krishna in them. You see Krishna in those qualities, that, oh Krishna, you have blessed them with those qualities, and that's why they are, they are where they are. So automatically your envy and your jealousy would disappear, because now you are not looking at a competitor. You are looking at a living entity who is child of Krishna, just like you are child of Krishna, and you are looking at them as, wow, Krishna has blessed you with these qualities. That's so nice, isn't it? So that ways we can be honest with ourselves that, okay, I'm not hiding that I'm jealous. I'm open about it. And yes, I am jealous, and I know this is a bad quality. I know this is impurity, but the path to become pure is honesty. First, we understand those contaminations, and only so when you say, oh no, I'm not angry at you, but you are angry. Then that's not helping, because you are not honest with yourself. So the first step is honesty. You understand that yes, I am this person. What to do? And then you can take the next steps of then cleaning that contamination and cleaning that impurity. So that really helps when you accept that yes, that's fine. I am this person. Now what's next? And the next is then the slowly purification happens. So the one who is pure is dear to Krishna. And Krishna's devotee is expert. So they are not, so spirituality doesn't make you this malleable person that anybody can walk over you and you can be a doormat and you have to be, like very kind all the time. No, we have to do what is right thing in that moment. If we can be kind when it is needed, we have to sometimes be assertive as well. So don't think that I don't scold my daughter. I do whenever it is required. So a devotee is not like always like sweet and always saying kind things. No, whatever is required in that moment, we have to do that, even if sometimes it might be a bit difficult. It might be anger as well. anger which looks to be a negative quality, but that can be used in a controlled fashion. So if you see that picture in that corner, that's Narsimhadev. So Narsimhadev used his anger to save his devotee, isn't it? So Lord has came with this quality of anger, and he's saying that anger is not a negative quality. It is a negative quality when you let it loose, when you don't have control over it. But with control, anger can be utilized in service as well, like that. And then it says that the one who is without care. So without care should not be taken in a negative way. It doesn't mean careless. It means carefree. Because why should you care? Because Krishna is taking care of everything and everyone. So why are we being in stress? Okay, someone is not happy. So why should we be in stress? Because Krishna, whatever is happening as per his sanction. So he is, approving everything, and then it's happening as per his sanction. So, for example, you have oversped. You have done your overspeeding sometime, and you have got a ticket now. And this postman comes and gives you a ticket for overspeeding, and you don't go and beat that postman. He is just a messenger. He is just giving you a ticket. He's a messenger. We have done that karma. I have done overspeeding, so I have to pay. I have to pay price for that overspeeding. So sometimes people come in our life and they give us a bit of a difficult time, and you should think that maybe this is a postman. This is a postman. So we don't shoot the messenger. We see the message and we see, okay, Krishna, what do you want me to learn from this? What shall I learn? What is it there? Is it supposed to puncture my ego, or am I supposed to become confident here? So it is not all the time that Krishna wants to puncture your ego and he gives difficult times in your life. Sometimes he wants you to speak up. Sometimes he wants you to be bold. Maybe you are very introvert, and he wants you to grow in that quality of yours. So he sends some signals in your life like that. So in that ways, a devotee is without care, and he is not fearful, because he knows that what will happen, Krishna is there. Whatever happens, good or bad, there is no good or bad. The devotee doesn't see anything as good or bad. He just sees that, okay, there is learning in this. Even if there is a distress, in that distress as well there is learning. And even if there is a happiness, in happiness as well there is learning, like that. And he is free from all the pains and not striving for some result. So he is free of expectations. He is not striving for some results. Why he is not striving for some results? So what does that mean? I go to work and I will not strive for the result? I have done hard work, so I should expect a promotion, or I should expect XYZ. Yes, we should expect that, but what a devotee has in his mind is that whatever he does for Krishna. So he gives his best for Krishna, but he is not looking for the result, because he doesn't care whether the result is this way or that way. The result is what it is. That is anyways out of our control. Anybody has seen Inside Out 2? Have you seen the new movie? You should really see that. The last scene, I was looking, we were watching, me and my daughter, and the last scene was so beautiful. So this girl who is 13, it's her story, how she, is trying to overcome all her emotions, and she's looking for this get into some team, and she's striving hard, and she really is like, I want to get into this team, and there is the selection board and everything. And at the end, as she goes through all that, trials and things, at the end, she gets this message. So that's the last scene of the movie. At the end, she gets this message and she smiles. And then they don't show anything after that in the movie. So that's the last scene. She just smiles. So the audience doesn't know whether she got into the team or she doesn't get into the team. And then my daughter is like, Mommy, what happened? Did she got? Well, it doesn't matter. She is happy. So whatever is the result, has she gotten or not, she is happy. That's important, because anyways, result is not in our hand. So we have controllables and we have the things which are not in our control. So anyways, we can do what is controllable. We can't do anything anyways for uncontrollables. So why should we even think about that part like that? Just conscious of time, I have to finish this. I think we are there. Free of all pains, not striving for some results is very dear to me. So yes, these are few cheat codes to be in good books of Krishna. So the one who is attracting the whole world, all attractive, we can attract him. And how can we attract him? By having these qualities. So I'll read them again. So this is verse 15, 16. I'll read them again. They both are very beautiful. He by whom no one is put in difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. My devotee, who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna. Any questions, corrections? I may? Yeah. We have Aarti in 10 minutes. So the curtains will open. Any questions? Any suggestions, corrections? Yes, Mataji. The endeavor.
Yes. So now she's happy because I have the experience. Next time I'm sure I'll be.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much. So just so everyone understands, so Mataji is saying that the win of that girl who got the message is that she is happy because of the endeavor which she has done. And Krishna also looks at us, looks at our endeavor and not at the result, isn't it? Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for joining. Please wait for like 5 minutes. The curtains will open and we'll have Gaura Aarti now. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavangsha Sri Rupam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavangsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitansham Bhajasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhajasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhajate Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Ki.
Right turn the key and after pressing it 100.
Sorry?
Right turn this key.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You play Marinaga? There's no Marinaga also. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki. Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati ko Shobha. Jiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande, Arati ko Shobha. Yo Jaya Gaura Chande. Janavi Tatavani Jagamanalabha. Janavi Tatavani Jagamanalabha. Dakine Nitai Chan Bame Gada Gada. Dakine Nitai Chan gada gada daki. Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chakradhara. Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chakradhara. Bashi ache Gorachan Ratna Simhasane. Bashi ache Gorachan Ratna Simhasane. Bashi ache Aroti Korena Brahma Adi Devagane. Aroti Korena Brahma Adi Devagane. Nara Hariyadhikori Samradulaya. Nara Hari Adhikori Chamradulaya. Nara Hari Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Ghoshadhigaya. Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Ghoshadhigaya. Shanka baje ghanta baje baje karatala. Shanka baje ghanta baje baje karatala. Baje Madhura mridanga baje paramarasala. Madhura शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल बहु कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदना उज्ज्वला बहु कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदना उज्ज्वला बहु कोटि माला देशे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला माला देशे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमी गदगादा शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमी गदगाधा शिवा भक्ति विनोदा देखे गोरा संपदा भक्ति विनोदा देखे गोरा संपदा शिव जय जय गौर चांदे आरती को शोभा चटवानी जगमनलो बाज गौरंगे आरती को शोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरांगे आरती को शोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य सत्यारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद चैतन्य नित्यानंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Jagacharya Stota Sachmat Bhakti A.C. Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Jagacharya Stota Sachmat Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Ki. ISKCON Family Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से घाव श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मायापुर धाम की श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री अयोध्यापुरी धाम की श्री मथुरापुरी धाम की नवद्वीप धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की श्री बृहत मृदंगा की ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की ग्रंथ राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की साम भक्त वेद वृंद की इस्कन वर्तमान गुरु वृंद की गौ माता की गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल. All glory to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glory to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glory to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glory to Gurus and Gauranga. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for attending the Aarti. Please can we all sit down now for 5 minutes. We are going to sing the Narsingha prayer for our own protection. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लादलाददायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शीलतङ्कानखालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहि नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहामदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नाखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गाम् दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवद्रीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल नरसिंह भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की प्रभुपाद की हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna. Mahaprasad is being served outside, so please do have it. And there is going to be the next arti is going to be at 9 o'clock. So if you can, please stay. Please do. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Today I feel like singing, not otherwise.
No, today I wanted to sing all the time when you were here. Last time I told you your throat was not there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And I hope my throat felt a little better today.
I think it's always
You're being very kind. You're always kind.
Physically impossible to play in the lumber.
Take these side Velcro straps off as well. Ramji, let's get you inside the cupboard. Ramji, I'll give you a brief what you need to do. Now? Yeah.